Hello, future explorers. Have you ever wondered if there's life beyond Earth? Today we're going on an amazing adventure to one of the coldest, driest places on our planet, Antarctica. It might seem like nothing could live there, but guess what? Hidden in this icy world are tiny, super tough creatures that could give us clues about life on other planets like Mars. Hidden in this icy world are tiny, super tough creatures that could give us clues about life on other planets like Mars. Our journey takes us to a very special part of Antarctica called the Dry Valleys. Imagine a place so cold, so dry, it hardly ever snows. Temperatures almost never get above freezing, and it looks a lot like pictures we've seen of Mars. For a long time, scientists thought nothing could survive here. But they were wrong. These valleys are home to incredible tiny living things called microorganisms, or microbes for short. They've found ways to live in conditions that would be impossible for most plants and animals. For 25 years, a super cool scientist named Chris has been camping out in these dry valleys. His mission? To find and study these hidden microbes. Chris works for NASA, and he's really curious about how these tiny creatures survive in such harsh places. His research is super important because it helps us understand if life could exist on other planets that have similar tough environments. He even saw more snow than usual in 2005, which was a big deal for the dry valleys. Chris made an amazing discovery. He found that even though rocks look super solid, many of them have tiny little spaces, like secret tunnels called pores. To the microbes, these pores are like huge, cozy caverns, protecting them from the harsh outside world. Using a hammer and a chisel, Chris carefully broke open some rocks and found whole colonies of these tiny organisms living just beneath the surface. It shows how tough and clever life can be, finding a way to survive in the most unexpected places. So what exactly are these amazing microbes? Well, microbes are the tiniest living things on Earth. They are so small that you can't see them without a special tool called a microscope. In Antarctica, these little guys have developed incredible ways to stay alive. They can handle super cold temperatures, very dry conditions, and even lots of sunshine that would hurt most other living things. Chris found special types of microbes, like cyanobacteria and fungi, that create thin green lines just under the rock's surface. It's like a tiny, super strong forest of organisms. Did you know that microbes were the very first life forms on our planet, appearing about 3.5 billion years ago? They are everywhere, from the deepest oceans to the highest mountains. Chris calls these special rock spaces little rock greenhouses. Isn't that a cool name? Just like a greenhouse helps plants grow, these rocks protect the microbes. These tiny organisms have a super interesting life cycle. Most of the year they are dormant, which means they are kind of sleeping. But then, for just a few days in the summer, when the sun shines and a little bit of melted snow seeps into the rock pores, they wake up. They grow a tiny bit during this short time, and then they go back to sleep for the rest of the year. Chris even said, when that happens, there are microbes cheering, "Yeah, wet snow!" They are living in little rock greenhouses. It's amazing how they wait for just the right moment to thrive. Now here's where it gets really exciting. Chris believes that studying these tiny microbes in Antarctica can help us understand if there could be life on Mars. He thinks those little green colonies he found in the rocks might look a lot like what Martian life could be like. Think about it. Both Antarctica's dry valleys and Mars are super cold, very dry, and have lots of strong sunlight that can be dangerous. A really important idea is that any life on Mars would probably need to hide inside rocks or under the soil. Why? Because Mars has a very thin atmosphere, like a super light blanket, that doesn't block the sun's dangerous radiation. This radiation makes the surface of Mars a very tough place to live. So if there are Martians, they might be tiny, green, and living safely inside rocks, just like our Antarctic friends. As Chris says, those little green critters are the best Martians we have, and everyone knows Martians are little and green. Our journey from the icy dry valleys of Antarctica to the dusty plains of Mars shows us just how amazing life can be. It can adapt and survive in places we never thought possible. Studying these tiny microbes helps us learn so much about our own planet and gives us hope that we might one day find life beyond Earth. Who knows, maybe one of you will be the next Chris, discovering new life in our universe. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and remember, the universe is full of wonders.